Yo, what up, my beautiful dowdies? How's everyone doing today? I'm your host, Fao. Let's talk about Firefly. In the live stream, Firefly finally got released and we know now what she's going to do. She's going to be a fire break unit. With the rise of all the break meta thing, break efficiency with the Harmony Trailblazer, Super Break, Gallagher, whatever it is, break meta is rising. Boothill came out, is also a break damage dealer. And now Firefly is going to be a break damage dealer as well. This is a very huge thing for us, for the community, for the player base. Because the people that wanted Firefly now know exactly what they can expect, how she works, what her core concept is going to be. One thing that I was very surprised with is that Firefly is not going to be in the battle at all. I speculated a few things and I was right with two things. All the way in the beginning, we talked about Firefly and I thought Firefly was going to be Destruction Fire Unit because we saw Sam and Sam's past with destroying everything with fire. I just thought Destruction Fire has to be the thing. We saw that Sam had fire abilities in the boss fight, and then we came to a conclusion that that was going to be the thing. Then Firefly got released as a drip market, and then we got that confirmed. And then my second theory was that she was going to have some sort of HP taking, and that is also confirmed now because of the light cones in the MOC shop. We just figured it out, and we just went with that. Then one thing I also said is that she's going to have maybe a big ultimate where she's going to transform into Sam. That is, however, not really the case. Firefly is not in the battle at all. It's just Sam. She's just in the suit when you enter battle. However, there is a different state when you ult, but it's just an enhanced form that Sam has. The first thing that we see instantly is her technique. Firefly, when she's in the overworld and she transforms into Sam, jumps in the air, and then you have a relatively fast movement speed. I noticed at least myself. Pretty cool to probably explore with that technique maybe, because you walk way faster like that, where you use Firefly and you just go around with the techniques and then you can efficiently farm the enemies. Acheron is in the game, and Acheron makes it extremely easy to one-shot KO everything. So I'm pretty sure that if you have an Acheron plus maybe a Yukong, you can do it maybe faster and more efficient, because with Firefly, you would still have to enter battle and kill the enemies. So I still think Acheron wins out the more efficient overworld farming or maybe simulator universe clearing, but it's still something to consider. If you don't have Acheron, I'm pretty sure this technique does, with the movement speed, that's what I noticed, is going to make your life easier. And of course, then the big thing when you enter battle, you will apply the fire weakness to enemies that don't have it for a set amount of turns. And that is a massive, massive thing. We talked about this many times on my channel about the elements, if they're important, how broken the weakness implementing actually is. If you don't have an enemy that is weak to your main DPS or your main DPSs, then you're a little bit in a rough spot. It's still maybe doable, maybe with some supportive units, whatever, but characters that can implement their weakness or can break any type of shield like an Acheron, that's why they're so strong and why they're so broken. Because you're just ignoring kind of the mechanics of the game where you need certain weakness types. So when Firefly enters battle and you can just implement all the fire weakness to everyone, that is a massive, massive boost. And people that would like zero cycling and MOC and stuff, this is going to be tremendous because you can literally just do it to any MOC floor or difficulty that you want. You could just implement the fire weakness and you're good to go. That's something very interesting in my opinion, and something to look out for if you're trying to consider going for Firefly or if you're trying to skip. That is going to be a massive, massive bonus. And then of course, when you actually enter battle, you transform into Sam. And when Sam uses a skill, you take your own HP to trade for energy so that you can get the ult uptime. That's the destruction aspect, right? That taking the own HP or some form of self-harm. And then you get like bonuses or more cool traits about it. And destruction characters, so they took the HP route where you just take your own HP. And that, of course, was something that we expected from Sam. And then the lower HP you are, the less damage sustained. Very interesting. And I think something fun to play around with. I think Blade also has some cool, fun gameplay with that, or maybe Jing Liu. HP taking is always like a thing you have to think about and maybe strategize with, and that could lead to very cool compositions and maybe just fun gameplay as a whole. And then when you enter the enhanced state from Sam, when he gets the green wings and dual wielding swords, you deal increased damage and you also increase your own speed, which is something interesting. And maybe Sam/Firefly is maybe going to be a very cool unit with speed, or as much speed as possible. Mess a little bit with the advanced forward system. So if you take characters like Bronya or Sparkle, maybe you can even manipulate the turns even further if you like stack speed boots and like a lot of speed on Sam. That's something to consider as well. It's going to be probably very fun to play around with that. And then of course the big thing, when you then have those enhanced attacks, your weakness break damage and your weakness break efficiency is increased, and you're just going to do big break damage, and you probably want to play around with this with your compositions. If you're in the enhanced state, that's when you pop your Runmei ult or your Harmony Trailblazer ult, you know, and then you go ham and you just try to get as much weakness break and super break damage as possible. And that's going to be very fun. You could already see that with Boot Hill. It is extremely efficient when you just constantly do super break damage and break and constantly just make them unable to play the game, and you just do damage on top of that. It's a very, very strong mechanic, and every weakness break now from the end of time is probably going to be very valuable and very strong. Hey, pause the video right now. Over 90% of you people that watch my videos actually are not subscribed to my channel. It would mean a lot to me if you would actually consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind after. Let's continue with the video. And then Sam restores HP with each attack, which is also something very cool. So I'm pretty sure you don't really need like sustaining capabilities. Maybe a shielder could be good even, because if you manage it well, I'm pretty sure you just juggle the health HP the whole time between the forms and the enhanced state. That's probably going to be very fun and something to consider as well. And any light cone or any sort of buff that synergizes with HP taking or gaining is of course going to be very good, like the light cone in the MOC shop. Then the complete combustion state enhanced skill increases toughness reduction, and then the huge thing as well here, and it can inflict fire weakness on target enemies yet again. So Firefly is looking like an insane DPS to pick up, because what we talked about before on this channel, the issue of DPS characters not able to have their weakness type on the enemies is completely off the table with Firefly. You have so many ways to implement fire weakness the whole time, and this makes Firefly such a valuable character because she just ignores the core mechanic of the game, which is break or shields, you know, weakness shields. She just implements all the weaknesses the whole time of fire, and you just kill everything in the game then. And then you just have one carry that just can clear all content in the game. And that is something extremely, extremely valuable. And especially the Firefly mains out there, you're probably going to have a lot of fun and a lot of usage with Firefly, because it's very hard to power creep something like this, because you always have like a unit that can deal with anything, kind of, yeah, right? It's really, really strong and really insane. I said this many times before, the fire weakness itself is being implemented in more cases in MOC or in enemies in general. So even in general, having a fire DPS is like way more valuable. The enemies that don't have it, she can also mess up and completely destroy. So this is a very, very valuable thing to think about with team building or considering new characters. It's going to be very valuable and is going to clear a lot of content because of that. And of course, we have a countdown icon at the action bar, which Robin has as well when you are in your enhanced state. And then at the end of the enhanced state, the action bar will then show you when it's over, redo the cycle again. And I really like the action bar icon because I feel like they're implementing it in more characters. And I really like when the action bar value is being messed with, or let's say when we can clearly see when something's over or when you're still in like an enhanced form or state. I think that really helps a lot of players, and it's a lot of comfort as well for the eyes, you know, to know exactly when it's happening or when it's ending. Firefly is going to get a light cone. Now, I'm 100% sure that this light cone is something with break efficiency. We don't know exactly what to expect. I don't know if Firefly has crit synergy or that if she's possible with crit synergies, because there's always that question, do weakness break characters need crit, or can we build crit on them? So that's a lot of questions, and I think when the light cone is out and we fully see the released stats of the light cone, I'm pretty sure we can then see what it's going to bring to the table. And I'm expecting something weakness break, defense, speed, along the way with that. Maybe or attack percentage, stuff like that, to just keep the weakness break efficiency up. And it's probably going to be a very valuable light cone to pick up in general. There is another 4-star light cone for destruction with break efficiency on it, or weakness break. The break meta is rising, and if you like other destruction characters with break, like a Shui Yi or something, maybe this fire cone light cone is going to be good on many characters that want weakness break, or the destruction characters. And then you can consider getting that light cone not only maybe for Firefly, but maybe your other destruction characters that you want to build around break, like a Blade. Blade break is actually very decent. So stuff like that you can also think about. And I think you should look out for these break light cones in general, like the Boot Hill one that is live right now. Hunt Path break light cones are probably going to be very good. Let's say March 7th, the new form of March 7th is going to have break efficiency. Then you can put that light cone on March 7th. So weakness break light cones, or with break stats, are going to be something to look out for in the future, 100%. Of course, me personally, I'm not sure if I'm going to pull for Firefly yet. She's looking amazing. I'm not pulling for her maybe because I don't like her or don't think she's broken. She's going to be very broken, so it's going to be very hard for me to skip her. But I'm building the Break Himiko, and I'm going to make a video about that still. It's still in the making, that if you have a Himiko laying around and you are struggling with fire weak enemies, Break Himiko might be the solution for you if you are feeling forced to pull for a Firefly. Because I'm going to make this Himiko function really well with Super Break and whatever, and then you don't need a Firefly, even though the Firefly is probably going to be 10 times better. But I'm right now looking for a fire DPS or something to cover fire more, and I'm pulling for Firefly or one Firefly to cover that. Of course, the bonuses from Fireflies that you can implement a fire weakness to anyone, but more my problem is, and maybe a lot of you guys have this as well, that there's some enemies that you just, or some floors or domains or certain enemies, whatever it is, have a lot of fire weak and you don't have a unit that can deal with it. That's why I'm making the Himiko Break composition, to have a unit that a lot of people probably have a Himiko to deal with it. So if it's a very efficient way to deal with it, I would not have to spend my tickets on Firefly and go for a character that I actually want. And that is something to consider for you guys as well. Of course, when you want Firefly and you love Firefly and you like Sam a lot, hey, don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. You like the character. That's the #1 thing in Star Rail. If you like the character, you're gonna go for this character. That's very important. Fun for anything else. It's not like Firefly is like one of my favorite characters. I do think Sam is very cool. My hype for Firefly is not there. I'm way more hype for Fox guy, yeah, the Fox boy, what he's going to do, because I'm a DOT guy and he's a nihility character. So whatever he's going to bring to the table, maybe that's something very synergistic for Kafka Black Swan. So I'm really trying to save my pools and be careful, because I think you guys should as well. There's going to be a lot of valuable characters and a lot of choice to pick from now. And yet again, we're going to a pick and choose game. So if you really need something or you really want something, then look on your account what you're still missing or you're struggling with. If then a Break Himiko already does the job and you don't need to pull for Firefly if you don't care, you know, that's going to help you out tremendously and save a lot of tickets. However, Firefly is looking like to be one of the better DPSs in the game. So do keep that in mind. If you just like stats, brokenness, comfort, Firefly is 100% going to give this, and Sam is going to destroy the battlefields very, very efficiently, and that's something to look out for as well. I don't know if Firefly is going to be Acheron level. I personally think she might be, because they know that Firefly is very popular. Always think about that as well. What does the community want, and what can Hoyoverse get out of it? Acheron was one of the most popular characters. That's why they made her broken as well. So Firefly is also very anticipated. A lot of people like Firefly. They're not going to make her not broken then, right? Because they want as much sales. Like your favorite character you're going to pull is coming up and she's broken, then a lot of people are going to summon for this character. So do keep that in mind as well. I think she's going to be maybe on Acheron's level, or she's going to be better than Acheron. I don't know about that, but I at least think she's going to be on the same level as Acheron. So if you already have Acheron and then you can get Firefly, then it's done, right? Your account is completely stacked. You're going to be dealing with a lot of content. You're going to deal with it for a very long time then. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about Firefly. If she's going to be a very good unit, if you're going to pull for her, what teams you're going to do with her, why you would skip her. I would love to hear you guys' takes on that, and I would like to see your point of view as well. I think she's going to be a great pickup though, and she's going to be a great unit. So for the people that want Firefly, you're going to be in a very good ride, 100%. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and means the world to me if you could do that. Make sure to join the Discord. We're trying to grow the community even further. If you want to support the channel even further, then become a member. I love you all, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care. Peace.